Welcome to Trading Lounge and the Commodity Futures Report for Tuesday, May the 3rd. We're just going to have a look at corn for a moment. This is a weekly chart and this is the current low here. So as you can see here, we do have a nice impulse wave here and a corrective wave here. And then we also have an impulse wave here as well. So in terms of the trading levels, we've got, well, 1, 2, well, we can also put this here as this, on this low here, we could also just copy that and put that at 300 as well. So the major levels will be 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, and then we can go to, after the next Fibonacci number is 13, of course, but we go to back to 1 again, so using the power of 10, so we go 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 and so on. Anyway, how's this market looking at the moment? Well, obviously it's moved up quite strong, and we know that there's food issues around the world, so there's a good chance that this market can continue. It's highly likely we're going to see some sort of correction at this level here for this, and there's two ways to look at this. We could look at this as an A wave up here and a B wave and a C wave, and we're finished here and we're going to come down from that point. That would be one way to look at it. The reason I don't like that particular analysis of that is because when you've got an A, B, C to the upside, the markets come down. The A wave normally pops up pretty quick, and then the B wave here, and then the C wave goes off on an angle showing weakness at this point. But this is not showing any weakness here. At the same time, we can't exactly call it wave 3 at the moment either. So if we looked at this here and called it wave 1 for a moment, and this is wave 2 here, then we can't call this wave 3 up here because it's smaller in length than this one here. So we could put wave 3 up here further as such, and then that means that I can see that there's 5 waves in. This is wave 4 here and wave 5 here. I don't know if there's a top in here just yet, but we'd need to look at this as wave 1 here with a wave 2 pullback at this point, and then looking up higher for wave 3 at that stage. So we can expect to see here a classic trading levels pattern. So we're going to see the market arrive here. There's going to be some sort of reaction here. I don't think it's going to pull back to the 61.8%. This is where the demand is at this point, and then we're going to see it just continue to move up from this point. So after a correction here, so we can look at the normal pattern that we look at, not that one, that's the bearish one, a bit late in the day for me. So if that's the 8 across here, then we'll see we're at this point at the moment. So we'll see in one way it can push a little bit above here. You know, it can either be short here a little bit or a bit above. It's not the end of the world. It just depends on, you know, what the sentiment is and so on and so on. But we should see profit taking going on here that will create this pullback, and then the first high above the level, then the ABC. So we'll keep a bit of an eye on this, and we'll come down on, when we're going long in a market, we always come down from the tops here, because that way we have a better win-loss ratio. Of course, we can get better prices down here, and we can do that if we get a little impulse wave coming up through here, which silver's got at the moment. So we could have a bit of a look at that and take a small position here, and if it builds, then we can add to it at that point. So that's corn. It's looking bullish, and it's got higher to go. It's just going to spend some time at 80 before it pushes up to the next level, which will be the 1,000 at that point. So there we go. Okay, back onto our normal track with the US dollar here. As I keep on harping on about, we're looking for, we've got trading level 1 here, then we've got group 1, 2 and 3 as I call it, top of group 1. We can always expect, you know, 99%, we can always expect some type of corrective pattern there, which will be a classic trading levels pattern as well. I don't know if that's the high, or we've got one more little high to go in here in a wave 4, but it's been developing over the last last week here, so it's doing everything I expect it to do. It does look like it has one more push up. Our target was 10,500. I'm not sure how I got that at the moment, but I've got to give that some thought. We're short in the euro at the moment. We've been short in the euro all the way up through here, so we've done a fantastic job in the euro US dollar. But yeah, I do think this has got one more push there. This is a nice looking third wave in here, so we'll see some type of correction here and then another push to the upside. So over to gold. So with gold here, we've been looking at wave B up here, and we've had a wave A, and we'll take a look at the bigger picture today. An A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming down here. That can be wave 2 or wave 4 here, more likely to be wave 2 in this instance. Between wave B and wave C here, we've been counting 5 waves. So we've got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the third wave, A, B, C for the fourth wave. Here pulling back up nicely right onto the 38.2% retracement level here, and then moving down into this the 1850 was roughly our target area. So even when we do land here, and we'll have a look at the wave count in this here in a moment, but when we do land in here, we would need to see an impulse wave to the upside to help us confirm, and then we can go long above that point there. But it doesn't get us out of the woods. We may end up with sort of a corrective rally here and then another move down, and I want to talk about that shortly. But first of all, I'll just move into the 100 ticks and have a look at how we've counted this down here and what's expected. We kind of know silver's in sort of in more of a little sort of leading the way, really, in its own little way. This has got 3 waves up. It looks like silver's got 5 waves up, but I've got to double check that. It was just a glance. So from this wave 4 in silver here, we've been looking down at gold, 1 and 2, and then 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 here, then dropping into the third here, and then the trend sort of well on its way at this point. 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 4, 5 of third. It's a bit small for wave 4, but it does leave us a nice clean 5 waves here, so that would probably be correct with wave 3 here. This is looking corrective here. The 38.2% retracement levels here for this wave 4 and the wave 4 of 1 less degree. So I'm sort of thinking it should push up there. But also mentioned this morning, if it drops below here, then it's probably done and dusted. So we'll probably have this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So we'll probably need to look at that as a little wave 1 to the downside. So what do we need to do here? If we put that as wave 4, we'll need these little guys here. So it's probably 1 and 2 at this point, sitting here and looking for wave 3 to go down. So we're not going down far, we're just going down to the around to the 1850 sort of area at this stage by the looks of it. So we'll just clean this up here. Anyway, I mean, look, it could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave here, and then go up there. But look, to be honest, we're not interested in this yet. If I had a really clean 5 waves up here, we would be buying the pullback and would be going for it. But it's not the case. We're in wave 4s. Wave 4s can get complicated, so we'll just leave it. This could be Arthur. It could come down, or it could go up. So it could be Arthur or Martha. Doesn't matter. It's not ready, but that's where we are at the moment. What I do want to talk about in the bigger picture here is that the pattern that we've been working with here at the moment, in a nutshell, has been, this is where we are here. We've got primary wave 3 here with an A, B, C, D, E over here for wave 4, and then looking up for wave 1 here with an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming back for wave 2, and then 3, 4, 5. Which will take us up into group 1, which is good, and so that's what we're looking at the moment. But this is not that clear here, and it can be viewed in a different way, and we have seen this before. It's not new, and yeah, we haven't seen it for a good few weeks, but this is the other pattern that it could follow. So we really need to be careful before we go in and buy on around these lows here for this. Probably get that in there as well somewhere as a support. But anyway, we need the market needs to prove to us that it's going to push up from that point. Otherwise, we're going to be back down at the 1650 here. And that's not a lot of fun, is it? So yeah, anyway, that's that. We've either got this, that's the bad news, and the good news is that we're playing for this one here, but we need evidence to prove this count. So we need this 5 waves down here to finish. And once it's finished, anything below that, you know, we've been tracking it on that 100 ticks, anything below, that's why I've sort of pulled it apart on the 100 ticks to have a really good look at it. And we'll keep having a good look at it over the next session or two, and we'll try to figure out what we've actually got, because yeah, we've got to see what, you know, basically what we've got. We need to prove this count. That's the gist of it all. So silver's in the same sort of boat as well. If we go back, oh look, I won't go too far. It'll be the same thing really. So, but anyway, we've got looking at 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for the 3rd wave, 4th wave, and 5th wave. So this is what we were looking for. It seems to be a little bit more advanced. I don't need these here now. That's what we were looking for last time. And we talked about, well, if we get the low into place here, we'll need to see 5 waves up, you know, from that point. Looks like we've got a nice 5 waves in here. That's all good. So we could put that there. Also thought that because gold's in wave 3, maybe I've made a mistake and where this is lagging and it's in wave 3, you know. So that's also possible. So we'll just keep an eye on that. But what I wanted to have a look at here, which I sort of, we do have a nice 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. It doesn't mean that it's going to get us out of the woodwork, so to speak, but it does mean that because we got 5 waves here, it does mean that we're going to get another 5 waves over here for that. So that means, I mean, normally I'd be buying sort of lower here. So that means that, what can we do here? That's 2, 3, that's all of group 1 here. So then if I'll just put this, not delete it, configure it into another pattern here, and then this one would be the same in that regard. So because that's all from it's got 2,000 here, 200, but $20. So from $20 here, this would be group 1. So 1, 2, and 3 are really important, because if we get support on top of group 1 here, that's very positive to the for the upside. And I've been explaining it here, but this 5 waves here would be what we'd be looking for, but then we'd still need the ABC pullback. This is what we look for in oil, because oil's got this here and we're being triggered in and everything's looking, you know, fine. So with this one here, we can look to build in here. A bit late to get a good price down here, but what have we got over here next? The time the video, I mean, normally you just go long above the top, which is the next thing, but then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, a little bit dodgy there. So we probably get, let me just refine this a little bit. If that is some sort of impulse wave up there, then that's the 61.8% here. So we'll just look at a couple of things, because you never know what actually is going to happen. But if that's 5 waves coming down here, for example, that's going to go back up 50 or 60%, and then it's going to come down here, right? So that means that we can wait for that to come in and go long at that point. I'll just configure that to a thin green line, which just means it's just a smaller position size. It's not the big fat green one at that point. So I'm going to put half a position in there, and because that's 5 waves there, that means that we'll be able to copy that and put the stop in there, so we can get it that close. I don't know if that's close, but I mean, it's not close for me, but it's okay at this point. And if that fails and that just keeps going straight up there, because you don't know that top's going to be in until it starts coming back down into this box, you know. And you could buy in this box as well based on this 5 waves here, but I'll leave that to you. But if it just goes straight up and you miss it, then you'll just need to go long from that point and keep the stop at that point. So that's that, and it's high risk at this point. We're just thinking that could be wave 1. You know, we don't know that yet. It might just have 3 waves up. It might have an A and a B and a C to here, and then go down. So that's what you're losing at that point there. So be extremely careful about what you're doing with leverage and CFDs and all those sort of things. Okay, so yeah. So one of the things with the bearish market, so to speak, with gold is that I'm just having a bit of difficulty with, GDX here, because with GDX here, I was looking for an A and a B and a C, and I'm not really getting it. I'm just getting sort of 5 waves down, and this is the same, this is reflecting stock as well, so it's ABX is a biggie. So it's also just got 5 waves straight down as well. So it's not really giving me a nice ABC correction. The stochastics for this is pulling down nicely, so we'll see a move back up. But it could be that this 5 wave structure here has an ABC pattern here and then moves back down again. So it's just never just delivered the ABC pattern. It's the same with Newcrest Mining in Australia. It's doing the same thing as well. It's just giving us a straight line down here. And, if this was 5 or 8 days down here, I'd expect the B wave to be 3 days at least. But it's just not really giving it. So this is telling me there's something wrong, and that's why I showed you that alternative counter gain on US spot gold on the weekly chart. So I've just got to kind of figure that out a little bit here for that. But that's silver. And iron ore is, this is the Chinese exchange. They have Labor Day in China. Their Labor Day goes for 5 days, which I think is just fantastic. So they're closed. But with iron ore here, this is just a tick chart, 100 ticks. The thing here, the takeaway here is that this move here is in 3 waves. So it's not 5 waves. There's 5 waves in this little move here. This will all be part of some corrective pattern in here. Whichever way you want to put lipstick on this, it's still a correction. Now, this ABC pattern here, that's cool. So this is a correction. So whatever happens, it's going to be a correction. So I need to look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and being finished at this point. We're in the 61.8%. I did expect another move to come down here based on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in here, but I just didn't get it. Obviously I didn't get it, or I just didn't get it, one of the two. But anyway, we've moved up past the wave 4 that I thought we'd be looking at this point, and it's just chuffed off. So yeah, I really, to call it in and done and completed, I want to see a classic trading levels pattern on the 900 here, and then we can start buying iron ore stocks again. Yeah, but that's where we are with that. And crude oil, so when we spoke, been speaking about this for a little while. So we've got wave 1 over here with an A and a B and a C for wave 2, then wave 1 up here and wave 2, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave 1. And so yesterday, or the last 2 sessions, we'd been looking for we got the first move down, and then so we've basically got an ABC down into the box. So hopefully that you've picked up a small position at the 100 and maybe added to the position in these 2 things that we talked about, or at least have 1 position in there based on these 5 waves here, and now based on that 3 wave move there, because really this could be an A wave, a B wave and a C wave to here, couldn't it? But this move here it appears to be in 3 waves, so we're looking good. So we'll probably get a classic trading levels pattern on 10,500, and then that'll move off from that point. So if you wanted to add to this position, depending on how you load it up, then you could do it on the 500 as a classic trading levels pattern to the long side. So you'll need to see this, the arrival, that's where we are now. So it would be this, and then long over here. That would be the right way to manage your risk, initial risk and exposure at this point. So in a way, this little move here coming up here, that would be 5 waves. So it'd be 1 and 2 and a 3rd wave in here. This will be a 4th and a 5th. So you'll see some sort of little move up here, and then some sort of little ABC pattern, and then sort of off like that. And I mean, if I was doing it, I'd be looking for that there, because if I was going long over here above that top, well, then I would find out what that price point is here. So that's at 700 basically. So I would be using that 700 there with the classic trading levels pattern to get into, because there will be one there because of these old highs over there. So that would be the way to continue to build that there. But yeah, that was our main trade for this yesterday, and that's going well, and others hopefully will follow. This is copper here, so from wave B here we've got 5 waves here, and then with wave 1 and 2 here, and then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Now, I may not have that right in there, it doesn't really matter, but there is 5 waves there, but we've still got one up here as well, so we still need our wave 4 here. So I'd probably just expect this market to have some sort of A, B and C wave hitting supply there and having one more move down here, and then we need to get 5 waves over here for that. So yeah, something of that nature. Anyway, we'll set up over here. If we get 5 here and we can see it nice and clear like silver, well then we could, you know, probably get some, but just remember that this is going to pull back 60%, maybe even 80%, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, still get out up here and get back in. Rightio, so that's copper. And nickel, we're looking at this here as the A wave here, or wave 1, and then the A, the B and the C here for wave 2 or B, and then down for 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be moving down below the 30 here for that as wave C, maybe wave 3, I'm not sure. We're going to take a while to work all of this out. Certainly looks like we're going to be dancing with the 30 here in due course. So still bearish. Uranium, it's really got the same pattern as gold, as GDX, so which is looking like 5 waves down here. So really we're in the 50-60% box here, so it's going to be supported here for a little while, and when the elastic band stretches too much, and that's why we use the 61.8 ratio, then we're going to get some sort of thing going back up. But I kind of see this sort of happening here really. And that's what I think gold could also do as well, so we need to be a little bit careful about things. Natural gas, so we talked about natural gas as well as wave 3 coming up to here. We understood this was corrective, so for wave 4 we know this could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or an A and a B and a C, but it all played out okay. So anyway, we're just basically 1, 2, and we'll push up here in 5 waves for a top for wave 5 here, and then we'll have a corrective move here for this. So yeah, natural gas to the upside, and as I pointed out yesterday in the Australian video, I think it was, or maybe not, one of them, Woodside Mining, Woodside Gas, an Australian company, WPL, has got great long-term potential with good dividends. So that could be part of your portfolio. I mean, there's lots of good dividends paying out in the resource sector, you know, from BHP sort of 9% and Rio about 13%, and I think FMG could be sort of up at 15%, I can't recall now, and another little iron ore Perth one, I'm bunching 4 of them together to give my mum 13% on her money. So anyway, they've got long-term growth, good dividends, yada yada yada. So that's it, natural gas, and that's it. So anyway, if I had to count this up here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 at this point. So we could look, this is going to sort of stretch out quite nicely. It looks like 1 and 2 here, but we'll take a closer look at this a little bit later on as that moves up. But yeah, I mean, you can be long here. So this could be further up, coming up here. We'll still get this, we'll still get a pattern here. Might not be that big, that's all. Let's have a closer look. Oh, that could be 1, 2 there, 3, 4, 5. It still works out wave 1. Yeah, I think that anyway, we need wave 3 being longer. So it looks like it's just, you know, because the wind has been taken out of the sail at this number. So, I mean, the other side, it could be an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave. I don't think so. It's gonna go off with crude oil. You know, the cost of the energy crisis. I mean, Putin's got the barrel over Germany on this. Germany's the heart of Europe, and they haven't cut Germany off, but they're cutting other ones off around it. And because Germany's the money maker, really, isn't it? All of it's in industry there that needs energy. So there's Putin's not as he's quite clever on that thing, so he's playing a couple of poker games on all of that. But anyway, all of this is still long term to the upside. Alrighty, I'll leave it all at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.